Hi everybody. Welcome back to Regina's World. It is officially January 2021 and this is officially the first story time on this channel for this year. So first I want to thank you guys for rocking with me in 2021. We ended the year with 122 subscribers, so let's get that double for this year. Hopefully more, maybe even 500 this year. By the end of this year, that'd be great. But I want to thank you guys for subscribing. Future subscribers is going to find me on this channel. Thank you. Welcome to the family. If I don't say it in every video, I'm saying it now. Thank you so much because we're building this channel one subscriber at a time. And I thank you. My birthday is like the 13 days away from the day this video will be published or whatever. My birthday will be 13 days away and I'll be 36 and I'm getting married on the same day as well. So a very big day, very big day. I decided to do my first story time of the year, and I wanted to make it good, and I wanted to make it honest, and I wanted to make it as relatable as possible. So this one is about me, confessions of Regina, you know, the real truth. So if you want to hear about this story time and my experience with this story time via the title, stick around, watch it to the end, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Just give it a thumb up if you like this video, share it if you care, and follow me on my social media, Keyshawn Maurice Robinson on Facebook, and Sleepless and LVNV on Instagram. Okay, all right, sorry I'm so close. I have where I usually do my story times, I will be over this side, but I have this stupid NBA Jam game that was for Christmas, and it's blocking my view, and my bed is like right here, so I have no area, no room, so I'm gonna have to figure out a new place to do my story times, maybe on my bed next time. But I just wanted to let you guys know, why is she so close to the camera? Because that's why. Where I usually do it, I can't, because the stupid game is right there until it's moved. This is, you know, I'm gonna have to figure it out. So rock with me, okay? Just figure it out, okay? So if you're interested in this story time, keep it watching, and let's get right into it. All right, so this story time is going to be an honest one. I don't even know how I'm going to go about talking about it, but it's going to be like a confession from me to you, letting you know who I am, how I was growing up as a parent, a young parent at that, the mistakes I made, the stuff that I learned, would I do it again, you know, things like that. You know, all mistakes that pretty much all young mothers is going to go through, especially young mothers from the hood. I don't know if that plays a part in the mistakes that you made, but in my case it did, you know. And the fears that you go through, the anxiety that you have when you're dealing with child protective services and stuff like that. So I just wanted to give you an honest truth confession video by myself. You know, I'm 36 years old, so what I did when I was 26 is not something that I would do at 36, you know. So I'll take it back to the beginning, and I was a young mother. I believe I was 17, 18 when I had my first son, Keyshawn, and I didn't have any real issues with child protective services until I pretty much moved to Las Vegas. And that was, no, I'll take it out. That's a lie. You know, my actually first experience with child protective services was in Missouri. I think my son was maybe a couple of months old. He couldn't be more than like three months old or something. We had a grocery store that was across the street. I lived on the north side, and we had a grocery store that was directly across, well, not directly, but it was across the street. So, well, how can I say this? Okay, so this was the main street, Grand. I believe that was the street. The grocery store was across Grand. Our street was the next street, like behind Grand. So if you just cut the corner or whatever, that was our street. And then that was our apartment right there. So just walk around our apartment, the main street, grocery store was right there. So you had to cross the main street to get to the grocery store. But it was a pretty close walk. But at the same time, my baby was like 3 months old, so he shouldn't be left alone. In my mind, I'm like, who's gonna know? Who's gonna freaking find out that I went across the street to the grocery store to go get the baby some milk? I didn't have to, because at that time, my Keyshawn was like he was a very needy child, like, so he was special needs and all that stuff. So I had to pack him up and put oxygen tanks on him, and all the stuff that I just didn't want to do, just to go across the street to the grocery store to go get him some milk, to come back house and unpack all that stuff. It was a hassle. So I said, why do that when I could just go across the street and go get the milk myself? So that was my plan. By the time I get back to the house, I don't even know why Child Protective Services was there in the first place. But they were there. And they were knocking on the door, and I tried to play it and just keep walking. So I was like, why are they even here? How are they going to know that I'm not there, or we there, or whatever? But then they end up seeing me and then called me, and I was like, shit. And then they was let him in the house, and they noticed that I didn't have the child with me and all this stuff. And they was like, where is the baby? And I'm like, he's in the room. And he was like, is your sister there? And I was hoping my sister came through the back, but she never, the one time she never wanted to be home, you know what I mean? But I forget how the day ended. I think they closed it for what odd reason. They closed it or something. But then when I came out here, though, in Vegas, that's when I was like consistently dealing with Child Protective Services because of my own personal behavior. So it wasn't even like I was doing anything personally to my children for Child Protective Services to be involved. It was my own personal choices and decisions when it came to pretty much men. That's pretty much it. Pretty much men. How I was chasing up behind, at the time, my baby father. How I was chasing up behind my baby father so much. You know how young mothers are. They don't want, they want you to themselves. Don't cheat. We fight. We jump in people's face. We do it all. And I did it all when I first came out here. Like, my attitude was really bad. So thank God for the attitude that I have now at 36 versus the attitude that I had when I was 26. Because I was a hothead. When I tell you I came out here from St. Louis ready to fight anything and everything, smoking, that's what I was. You, and you. You said something to me about what? Let's fight. Fucking argument, let's fight. That's how I came out here. Thought I was bigger and better than everything. So my decisions back then was, I just fought everything. And I'll deal with the consequences later. And the consequences always landed my ass in jail and my kids to social services. But I didn't learn, even though they kept going to social services, I didn't learn anything even though they were going to social services. Like, because I had family who would just go and pick them up. You know what I mean? So I didn't learn anything, and that was my issue, because I had people who was able to just bail me out of whatever, no matter what I did. I always had people to bail me out. I didn't learn anything. So, but I did know I didn't want my kids to keep going to social services, even though I didn't learn a lesson like, oh, ain't gonna happen to them. They always gonna give them my option, and somebody gonna come and pick them up. So that's what happened. But I hate the process of social services stuff. That's what I will admit. I hate the process of them coming to your home. You don't know who the hell is calling on you or whatever the case may be. That be pissing me off, though. Like, that happened to me one time. Like, something happened at their school or something. Somebody calls from the school about the kids, Keyshawn something. Like, this was one time. This pissed me off. This was from his ass, though. This was from Keyshawn ass. Our apartments, where was I living? I was on Stewart. Was I on Stewart? I think it was Stewart Street that I was living on. Stewart and Nellis. His school was behind the apartment, right? So all of the kids in this apartment went to this school. So they just went through the gate and walked down the street and eventually run right into the school. So he was old enough to walk with all the other kids. Like, it's a ton of kids that's in this apartment complex. That little punk gets mad, tell somebody at the school, the counselor, the teacher, my mama made me walk to school today by myself. And the social services people come to my house again. And I was like, what are you here for? And like, because your son complained that you made him walk to school. I said, where's the school? That was like down the street. Exactly. It's down the street. So why are you here? Because he's not old enough to walk to school. He's not walking to school by himself. If that was the case, every child in his apartment complex should be getting a visit from you. I was letting my child walk with other children to school. The school is literally down the block. You're telling me I think he may was like 10, 11. I was like, you telling me at the age he is, he cannot walk down the block to school because he's special need. I said, look here, let me stop you right there. I don't give a crap about his special need. If he is old enough to come to school and tell you that he had to walk down the block because his special need, so used to getting in the car, mommy takes him everywhere. Oh my God, the punishment that he has to walk to school. Dude, please do what you got to do. Open an investigation. Then they come in your house and they look in your fridge to make sure you got food. Look where the kids sleep at. I think, do they still look at their clothes? I'm not sure if they look at the clothes, but they look at their rooms where they sleep at. The apartment, if it's a decent apartment, then they ask you all these questions and they ask kids the questions. And that's just weird, that they interviewing kids. I don't know, what are they looking for? Like, are they, I'm not exactly sure, interviewing process. What is the main purpose of the interviewing the children? Like, that makes me feel uncomfortable, probably like any other parent that's like really uncomfortable to watch somebody interview your kids about, do you like your parents? Or are you afraid of your parents? Do your parents beat you? Like, whatever questions they ask, like, didn't you have time with him at school? Couldn't you ask him this at school? Like, I don't know to understand the reasoning behind that. Like, whatever. But they do that. They interview your kids. It's just a weird process to be in. It's very nerve-wracking. And then they start calling you on the phone after they leave. And they make their report. And, we're going to close the case. And, they close it and then you don't hear from them no more. But it's just a point of them coming over to your house. It's like, I don't like it. Like, but, the idea of the thought of somebody can literally take your children away from you is not a great feeling in itself, So I've had my experience with them. But I learned, learned that that's not something that I want to put my children through. If somebody's calling on me for whatever reason or they're mandatory reporters, teachers and stuff. If they feel some kind of way and some is being reported to Child Protective Services, it's on me as the parent to correct that issue. You'll much appreciate teachers out there. Just ask the parent, before you traumatize the parent and a kid and having somebody come to their home. It would just be nicer, if you just got a courtesy phone call. Hey, I'm concerned about this with your kid. Can we make a meeting, because I am supposed to report this, but before I reported this, I wanted to talk to you personally. That would actually be nicer than to put somebody through the whole process of Child Protective Services, even when they're not doing anything. But because you feel that something is wrong, you call. Like, that's not a good place to be. But if a parent put themselves in a situation like I did on certain occasions, fighting my baby daddy going to jail, I put them in a situation where Child Protective Services was going to come and pick them up, or me going to jail for whatever reason, I'm getting locked up for, not paying my traffic tickets and I have a warrant, and Child Protective Services have to pick my children up. So I put them in that situation. Or me leaving them at home when they were too young to be at home. Then I'm wanting to just run to the store real quick. I put them in that situation. That's another thing. It's on me as a parent to learn from. So that is my message to my young sisters out there who is newly parent. Just trust me. If you're ever in a situation with Child Protective Services, you're going to make mistakes as a young parent. I'm 36. Well, finna be 36 now. I would never make those mistakes as I did when I was 26 or 20 or 18. I didn't know any better. So don't blame yourself. You're going to go through it. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to choose bad decisions, but learn from those mistakes, and you'll become a better mom. This was a quick little story time for the new year. Next one is going to be much more entertaining and much more fun. But both of my kids are in the house, prospering. You'll see them in 2 weeks when we document our wedding. So one of them is going to have my ring, the other one is going to have my my husband's ring. All right, guys. So I hope this was a quick little story time, not a big one, a quick one. Thank you guys for joining me on another episode of Storytime Monday. I was going to say Regina's World. Regina's World will be coming up soon because today is Girls' Day, so Regina's World will be coming up soon. So yes, see you guys in a couple weeks on the big day. Follow me on my social media, Keyshawn Paris Robinson on Facebook and Sleepless and LVNV on Instagram. All right, talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.